right, Spiderbait in the studio. Right, guys. Now, 7 albums, you said. Your last one was actually a greatest hits album. Like you said before, huge array of music. Like, your last big hit was Black Betty that came out. That was a few years ago now. But, and, yeah, I mean, your music's been featured on a few movies. Ghost Rider, Nicolas Cage. How was that?
That was cool. The director of that film is a good friend of ours, and he got us to do some of the soundtrack for that. And it's funny, we've never really toured much in the States. We did a couple of tours years ago, but it's a really full on thing. We couldn't really hack it, so we've been lucky enough to get a lot of stuff going for us over there through publishing, which is just getting our songs in movies and TV and stuff like that. So it's always a surprise. You're sitting there watching TV and you will hear one of your songs on something. Yeah,
like Underbelly as well.
Yeah.
I think. Underbelly, most recently. Video games, Need for Speed. I guess I think you were on there as well.
Yeah.
See, that relates to all the young kids. They will be cruising around.
Underbelly, Vince Colosimo's was probably one of the best introductions to one of our songs I've ever heard.
Yeah, what was that
What's
again?
this shit?
Chucks the CD. Were you surprised, though, to hear your music on Sex and the City?
Yeah, I mean, when you get the email and it's like they want this song and you just go, yeah, cool, because the money's always really good, but it's always really, I guess it's just something different to get your music out there. I mean, for us, we're always really stoked because, like, I noticed, like I think I was watching SBS and the soccer recently, and Shazam came over it happens all the time, and we're just really flattered that there's people in film and TV who really like our stuff and want to use it, because. I don't know. It's
great to hear your stuff being. Yeah,
it's not something we go out and push. We don't ring up film people and go. You just get the call and go. Yeah, cool. That'd be great.
Throw it on there, splash it out. So you've been doing a bit of touring as well, like you said. You'd be a big fan of the festivals. I think you're coming here in October in Brizzy for the what's it called? Sound of Spring Festival. That should be a bit of fun.
It's. I mean, what do you reckon, Wiz? For me, it's festivals is where it's at for us. I mean, we're stoked to be up here in the coast. We haven't played up here. I noticed we went past the Sands the other day, just today, and it's like, we've played there a few times. We haven't actually played up here very much, so it's really nice to be here to open the new, help to open the new RSL in Caloundra, especially when we're sort of in the sandwich between Barnsley and Leo Sayer.
Yeah.
It's a pretty tricky one. So any of you guys, guys and girls out there who aren't really that into Barnsley or Leo, and you want to see some more, fucked up shit, come and see us tonight. Basically,
I mean, it's on both sides.
Exactly.
Great.
That's right.
Legends of the biz.
But we are the headline act, of course. But no. In reference to your question, to your thing, festivals it's really the best thing for us that we feel like we're really, you're really there. It's really exciting to play.
Yeah.
It's a celebration of the Australian musical community as well. It's like a school camp, like a Scout Jamboree reunion.
It is.
Type thing. You get a chance to catch up with, your peers and talk. Just about how things are going, because there aren't a lot of people who can really relate to what it's like playing in a band, really, except other bands. And it's always interesting
as well.
Always interesting to hear about other people's perspective on on that way of making a living.
Yeah. And it's weird with festivals as well, because like I remember only 10 years ago, but kind of before the Big Day Out started, that there was no way you could have a huge festival with 20,000 people coming all to see just Australian acts. And now we've got one of the biggest live scenes, I reckon, per head of population in the whole world, particularly with regards to supporting its own music,
It's really healthy.
Yeah, it's good. And I mean, I think, radio stations like Triple J have been important, but I think also in the last few years, I mean, we were with Black Betty, Triple J was one thing, but it was only when that got on commercial radio and stations like this out everywhere in the country that you really can have a massive hit.
Yeah.
And nobody likes that more than the Australian public to see their own music out there, So, I'd encourage radio to play as much Australian stuff as they can.
Totally. And they're the ones who are really making it happen. Like, they're the ones who make it float. They're the ones who are going along to, selling out festivals and stuff. It really is about the people who genuinely are genuine music lovers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a lot more than just about music as well. It's a great, sort of document for social and cultural.
Yeah, well, you guys have really been putting Australia on the map with your music.
It's good to be part of that,
which is great. It's fantastic, and you've been there to see it all happen, I guess. And well, tonight the big gig, you're at the Caloundra RSL.
Yep.
Go on the pokies, get down there early.
Yeah, you're going to put a couple of bucks in the pokies, chat to some of
case
the
we
old
don't get
diggers.
paid,
Yeah. We grew up in a tiny town, which was pokies and diggers and football, and so we're pretty well experienced at all of those things. And so if that tickles your fancy, go down there. But if you come and see some rock and roll as well. But it's weird because I don't really know what to expect. It's new RSL. It should be exciting. I'm hoping that it's going to be a good gig, and it's very nice to be here.
Absolutely.
Good to hear you guys have got a good venue that you all seem to be all
new
excited
venue
about as well.
Yeah, make sure you get down there. I'm sure you can get tickets still. Maybe squeeze you through the door. All right, well, look, we might go back to 2004 and play. This was number 1 in Australia, of course. Black Betty, big hit for you guys. Yeah, let's play it. Thank you very much for joining the Number One Night Show.
Thanks very much.
No worries.
Pleasure.
Friday night live Spiderbait here in the studio. Woo!
Thank you very much.